Welcome to FXcast. This is our FXcast market analysis for Monday, June 13th, 2011. In each of our videos, we try to come up with high probability trading setups. We'll look at the gold chart for leading indicators. We'll come with a low volatility watch list, an inside bar watch list, and we'll look at the economic calendar to see what could affect our open and new trades. As always, send your questions to analysis@fxcast.com or post to our daily forum. Let's pull up the charts. As always, we start off with the gold chart, and we can see that we are trying to honor this uptrend line here on the daily. The twin moving average. In the past, we've said this is a good place to consider buying or waiting for the 50. So now we want to go ahead and see what's it going to do. If we can get a close below, 1524-ish, 1520-ish. If we can get a close below here, below the 20 moving average, below our uptrend line, certainly there is evidence to wanting to come back and test at least the 50 moving average in our long-term uptrend. When we look at our market profile, we can see our point of control keeps coming down, 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 down. Now it's at 1535, and it's acting as resistance. So if I was to look at this, I would say sideways to down. Obviously, the longer term trend is up. When we switch over to the Aussie dollar, which tracks right with gold the most, we can see our sideways action, and it looks like we want to head down to our 1.4233 price level. So if you want to put an alert here below Friday's low to move lower, that certainly seems reasonable as we're in this consolidation range. As we come over, we can see our market profile. Our point of control is 1.0539. Now it's acting as resistance. We did fall down. The thing here is though, there is a light volume range in here. We got a lot of, because of the end of the day of Friday, we got a bell curve, a little bit wider bell curve instead of a distinct price level. So I would still say resistance is above us, and I will still go ahead and look to the downside. Again, longer term is up, but in our sideways to down consolidation, we'll go over to the pound dollar. Here we are breaking out of our wedge that we watched about. Now, if you're concerned, what you can do is grab onto this one and bring it down. What we said last week was it certainly looks like gold wants. The pound dollar wants to come down and test this price level in here. Come test this last swing low, if not come all the way down to the 200 moving average. So we're seeing some weakness here in gold, and some of our dollar currency pairs are falling with it. Market profile shows we fell down, point of control at 1.6227, but there were several attempts to break below 6215, and we haven't done it. So I would say once we do break it, we probably will see a somewhat light volume down, because you can see we came up quickly, so we should come down just as fast. The last one is the euro dollar, and here we have the long-term uptrend. We had a nice move up, and now we came down a little bit quicker. Resting at the 50 moving average. Certainly looks like it wants to come down to our previous support level of 1.425. So if it breaks the 50, certainly looks like it's going to come down here. I don't think it's quite aggressive yet. At that point, then we really got to start looking at what's going to happen. Are we going to retest this price level here? Somewhere in here? Or are we going to bounce at this level? When we look at our point of control, we did fall down on light volume. And so our point of control is way up here. So we could easily come right back up and test that price level before moving lower. And this price level is going to match you up somewhere in here with this 20 moving average. Okay, so our euro trader we're going to look at is the euro yen. We've been talking about this for a while, about which way it's going to break. And right now it's closing outside of our uptrend line. But what we have to watch is we have some support in this price level, 1.11530-ish. And then we got some more support down here at 114, which matches up with the 200 moving average. So when we come into the market profile, we have to look at this both ways. One is if we get above 115.40, we have a trade to the upside to the point of control. If we break below the low of about 115-ish, then we have to look at a move down to the 200 moving average. So whichever way you go, if you go long, then use 115 as your stop. If you go short, then use 115.40 as your stop. Okay, as we look at the pound franc, we're going to look at a couple things. First and foremost, obviously we're in a downtrend here on the daily, and as we come in here and look at where we're consolidating, we talked about possibly a run up to the 20 moving average. And so what we had to do is go ahead and put in our alerts. Here's our sandwich. If we break above 1.3800, then let's trade up to the 20 moving average. If we break below 1.3636, then we're going to break a new low. We can see point of control is at 1.3670-ish. We might be able to break higher if we can get above 1.3695. But that just keeps us in this consolidation range. So we need to get above these wicks to really get a firm move up to the 20 moving average. You can see that that's one thing that's interesting as we look at the daily again, that our big candle here down came with volume. These 3 days of consolidation, light volume, 1, 2, 3, 4 days of consolidation, light volume, are pushed back down. So once we got back up here to where we want to run up to the 20, the seller said we have value, and they pushed price right back down. The other pound that we're going to look at is the pound yen. We've been talking about this one for a while, and what we can see is we have it opening up here at support. Here's our descending wedge. Price can go either way. So we have an aggressive long right here because this is where continually we found value. And then we have the short. Really, we can get up below Friday's wick because we did wick below all of this on Friday. So we need to get below that before it can really test some of this March earthquake reaction. As we look at the dollar franc now, we can see a similar pattern. We want to go ahead and kind of mark what we're watching here. We got here, and we've got down here. So we're in the range, and we want to play a break to the upside or play a break to the downside, whichever way this wants to go. You can see Friday's action was a ton of consolidation. So our volume profile shows a good bell curve with our point of control at 0.8422. So again, we want to trade this either way. Keep in mind RSI is in the middle of nowhere, so it would be nice if you want to go long to. What's actually interesting, if you don't mind me pausing for a quick second, is as we come here and take a look at our RSI here, we can kind of see divergence. Price is moving higher slightly, but RSI is heading lower. So we do have a little divergence there. So this might be a good aggressive short coming down versus looking for that long to go out. Either way, this is our range, and you can trade it according to your risk profile. Now, the other one that we've been talking about is the dollar Canadian, and this has been our little wedge, and we're continuing to wake it. And likewise, every time it's coming to 98.15, there's your short. It would take a little heat, but for the most part, every time it gets up here, short, and every time we come up here, you need to buy. So if trend were to continue, this is our short. Otherwise, wait for this close above 98.15 to take a run at the 200 moving average to the long. On our low volatility watch list, we have the pound dollar, the dollar franc, and the pound yen. For our inside bar watch list, we have the dollar franc. Let's take a look at the economic calendar. Okay, so here we have what we're looking at for Monday. On Sunday, we do have Japan, some machine orders, but as we get to Monday, we can see the Bank of Japan is going to have its announcement. So that certainly is going to have a big impact on the market. Down here in China, we have consumer prices, we have some inflation data, and also retail sales. And in Italy, we have industrial production. So primarily, we have things early with Japan and China, and then we'll trade the reaction for the rest of the day. As always, we want to thank you guys for watching our video, and we want to take the time to answer any questions that you have, and also get any feedback that you have about what you like, what you don't like, and what you would like to be added to our videos. Send your questions and comments and feedbacks to analysis at FXcast.com or post to our daily forum. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.